So page number 50 of your textbook, everybody. Already we have seen paragraph 6. Paragraph 7 is there. So far as difficult words are concerned, there is no such a difficult word, I think. If you face across any difficult word, let me know. Paragraph 7 on page number 50. Shortly remarked Mrs. Bhushan, if they can't pay the sweeper, they must be in a bad way. None of the others could be getting paid either. She left Mrs. Srivastava at the tamarind tree and went in search of her husband, who was sitting in front of Kamal Kishore's photography shop talking with the owner. So, there you are, cried Mrs. Bhushan. I have been looking for you for almost an hour. Where did you disappear? This is all about the paragraph 7. Here, writer describes whenever both of the ladies were talking under the tamarind tree inside the bazaar. So, Mrs. Bhushan learned or came to know that bank is going to bankrupt or bank is going to collapse. Bank doesn't have money and they could not pay even a sweeper boy. She got a shock after listening it. She has nothing to do with the bank and accounts. Both of the ladies have, I think both of the ladies don't have any account in a bank, but they are talking about it. This is what happens in the characters. You don't want to go to the place, but you always try to inquire the vehicles. This is what going on in life. And after leaving Mrs. Srivastava, Mrs. Bhushan went into the market in search of her husband, who was sitting in a shop, photography, Kamal Kishore's photography shop. I am talking with him. Maybe both of them, Mr. Bhushan and Kamal Kishore, might be the friends talking into his shop that was photography. So keeping in mind, Kamal Kishore, who is the owner of photography shop. She just went into the search of her husband. Finally, she got her husband was sitting into the photography shop with Kamal Kishore and talking with him. Suddenly, she started questioning him that where have you gone? I have been searching you. Actually, she did not search anywhere, but it is the way of building the person. So, paragraph 7 जे आहे त्याच्यामध्ये लेखक सांगतात की दोन्ही मैत्रिणी चिंचेचं झाडाखाली जेव्हा बाजारामध्ये बोलत होते त्यावेळेस मिसेस भूषण ज्या होत्या त्यांनी आपल्या मैत्रिणीला मिसेस श्रीवास्तवला सोडलं आणि त्या बाजारामध्ये गेल्या आपल्या पतीच्या शोधामध्ये. ते कुठेतरी बसले होते. मिस्टर भूषण आपल्या मित्राच्या म्हणजे ते कमल किशोर नावाचा त्यांचा मित्र आहे मिस्टर भूषणचा, त्याची फोटोग्राफीची शॉप आहे, तिथे ते बसले होते. त्यांच्या शोधात ती तिथे गेलेली आहे. Here is the exact point where story got horrible turn. Exactly horrible turn. Okay, check out into paragraph 8 on page number 50. So paragraph 8 we have few words as a difficult words. Now where? Not anywhere. कुठेही नाही या अर्थानं grumbled. So let me take you to the tour. If you come across any difficult word, first I will tell you. Let's have a difficult, small tour of the difficult words. As so far as paragraph 8 is concerned, which is on page number 50, we have 4 words. Now where? Similar meaning of now where is not anywhere. मराठीमध्ये त्याचं कुठेही नाही. कुठे चाललास? Now where? कुठेही नाही चालला. Grumbling, that word came second time. Murmuring means तोंडातल्या तोंडात काहीतरी बोलणे अस्पष्ट, त्याला कुजबुज करणे. काय कुजबुज करायलास? असं. Bankrupt, insolvent म्हणजेच दिवाळखोर, सगळे पैसे त्याच्यातून खलास होऊन झाले. Suddenly, abruptly, maybe R-U-P-T-N-Y, अचानकपणे किंवा अचानकपणे घडायला पाहिजे कारण ते ॲडव्हर्ब आहे. पॅराग्राफ नंबर 9 we have page number 50. त्याच्यामध्ये 2 वर्ड डिफिकल्ट आहे, एक एक्सप्लेन्ड, त्याचा सेड ह्या अर्थानं तिथे उपयोग झालेला आहे, त्याचं मराठीमध्ये होईल सांगितले. Another word collapse. The whole lesson depends on it. Collapse, breakdown. कोसळणे, संपून जाणे, बर्बाद होणे या अर्थात वापरलेला आहे. पॅराग्राफ 10 startled. त्याचा अर्थ असतो shocked, आश्चर्यचकित. Then yelled. या अर्थात वापरलेला आहे म्हणजे किंचाळणे, लोकांचे जे किंचाळण्याचे आवाज आहे. Awful, horrible, H-O-R-R-I-B-L-E. त्याचा अर्थ होईल भयानक. मर्चंट, आपण रिटेल व्यापारी जे असतात छोटे मोठे दुकानदार जे आपल्या मिलमध्ये आहेत त्यांना आपण म्हणतो त्याला छोटा व्यापारी असं म्हणतात दुकानदार. डायल्ड फोन करण्यासाठी मेक अ कॉल म्हणजेच हा सेकंड फॉर्म ऑफ वर्ब आहे, मेड अ कॉल. फोन केला, ह्या अर्थाने. डॅश आउट विथ अ हरी, वेट आउट, गडबडीने च्या बाहेर जाणे म्हणजे च्या बाहेर गेला. पॅराग्राफ 11 वी हॅव ओनली वन वर्ड, पेवमेंट. पेवमेंटचा अर्थ असतो फुटपाथ म्हणजे फुटपाथ, रस्त्याच्या कडेला जी जागा असते जिथे लोक बसू शकतात किंवा माल वगैरे घेऊन किंवा भिकारी लोक बसलेले असतात त्याला पेवमेंट म्हणतात. पॅराग्राफ 12 we have three difficult words. One of them is alms, ALMS. alms अर्थ असतो पैसे, मनी और गुड्स. भिकेमध्ये दिले जाणारे पैसे, कपडे, वस्तू या सगळ्या गोष्टींना काय म्हणतात? alms. त्याला आपण दान किंवा भिक असं म्हणू शकतो, परंतु त्याचा विस्तृत अर्थ आहे कपडे, पैसे, वस्तू, काही जे कामाचं आहे ते आपण भिकेमध्ये देऊ शकतो त्याला alms म्हणतात इंग्रजीमध्ये. astonished, surprised. त्याचं मराठीमध्ये अर्थ होईल आश्चर्यचकित, टेकन अबॅक त्या अर्थाने. लिपिंग, लिप, जम्पिंग, उड्या मार फटाफट म्हणजे जास्तीत जास्त पावलं टाकलं. पॅराग्राफ 13 वी हॅव, त्याच्यामध्ये देयर आर 4 डिफिकल्ट वर्ड्स इन इच. सेल्डम, रेअरली, क्वचितच असं त्याचा मराठीमध्ये अर्थ होईल कधीमधीच, एखाद्या वेळेस. I seldom go there and have fun with my friends, not regularly. Crisis, crisis अर्थ असतो ट्रबल, संकट, येणारे संकट वगैरे जे असतील. इमिडिएट, इमिडिएटचे खूप अर्थ आहे, त्याच्यापैकी एक आहे एक ॲट हँड, जवळचं म्हणजे इथं खूप तसा अर्थ वापरलेला आहे. स्पेक्युलेटिंग म्हणजे स्पेक्युलेट, स्पेक्युलर हा शब्द आलेला. स्पेकचा अर्थ असतो ग्लास, स्पेक्युलेटिंग दूर विचार करणे, दूरचा, लांबचा. गेसिंग, अंदाज लावणे, अशा अर्थ हे डिफिकल्ट वर्ड्स आहे. While teaching, if you come across any kind of a difficult words, so I please recommend you to take a quick look. Okay, page number 5040, paragraph 8. Check it in your textbook, everybody. Now, replied Mr. Bhushan, had you remained stationary in one shop, I might have found you. But you go from one shop to another like a bee in a flower garden. Don't start grumbling. The heat is trying enough. I don't know what is happening to Pimple Nagar. Even the bank is about to go bankrupt. What is that? Said Kamal Kishore, sitting up suddenly. Which bank? Why the Pimple Nagar bank, of course. I hear they have stopped paying employees. Don't tell me. Don't tell me you have an account there, Mr. Kishore. So this is all about paragraph number 8. See how one thing if passes from one person, how the another person adds and passes to the next person, how the next person turns its meaning and passes to the another person, and how it becomes the rumor and lie and bullshit. So what will be the effect of it? That is what going on. Here Mrs. Bhushan, she was already in a trouble with a hot sun and she was not comfortable. Somehow she found her husband was sitting with a friend. So she was complaining about something or tried to grumble with her husband. So her husband said, you cannot stand on one place or in one shop. You always move from one shop to another, one shop to another. That's why I left you and sat here, because I don't know where in which shop you are. You are like a bee in a garden, as bee does not stay on one flower, always try to find out the another flower. Same way, the comparison is made by the husband to the Mrs. Bhushan. Then finally, she revealed the exact point. And in a market where people are sitting, where shops are there, hundreds of people can come and go. She said she doesn't understand what is happening to the people level. Already so many things are there as problematic. Another one big problem came. And what was that? She disclosed, she said to the most of the people that the Pimple Nagar bank is stopped paying to the people, those who work there. Nobody said her these things, but she added from her own mind. She said, what did she say? She said she heard the bank has stopped paying employees. Means bank has no money. Bank stopped it. Bank did not give the salary or pay to any one of them, even the manager or a cashier or any one of them. The problem was about only the Nathu, the sweeper boy, and rest of the people were happy. They used to get their salary on a time. Just only the problem was about Nathu. She added something from her mind, and somebody else that heard, and she was absolutely in a shock. And who was that person? Mr. Kishore. Mr. Kishore, who has a photography shop and friend of her husband, he just got up and said, "Oh my God, what happened? How? When?" He got an interest. And see, he doesn't have any bank account. He has no account in a bank, but he has an interest. He got a shock. What kind of personality he is? So writer is trying to tell here. पॅराग्राफ 8 मध्ये लेखकाने सांगितलेलं आहे की मिसेस भूषण जेव्हा शोधत आपल्या नवऱ्याला शोधत बाजारामध्ये गेल्या होत्या, नवरा त्यांना भेटलेला आहे आणि नवरा म्हटला की बाबा मी इथे बसलो आहे कारण तू एका दुकानामध्ये सारखं थांबत नाही, ह्या दुकानातून त्या दुकानात सारखं जात असते, जसं त्या मधमाशासारखं फुलावर जसं या फुलावर त्या फुलावर जात असतात. मग तिने सांगितलं की मला आता जास्त बोलायचं नाही, ऑलरेडी खूप त्रास झालेला आहे, पिंपळनगरमध्ये खूप गोष्टी त्रासदायक झालेल्या आहेत. कशाचा त्रास नाही पण ती म्हणते आणि तिला उन्हाचा त्रास होतोय. तिने एक गोष्ट ॲड केली, सगळे लोक बाजारामध्ये बसलेले आहेत, मार्केट प्लेस आहे आणि त्याच्यात तिने ती गोष्ट ॲड केलेली आहे की पिंपळनगरमध्ये जी बँक आहे ती बँक तिथल्या कर्मचाऱ्यांना पगार देत नाही. असं कुणीच कोणाला सांगितलेलं नव्हतं, पण हिनं स्वतःच्या तोंडानं ते ॲड केलेलं आहे, स्वतःच्या मनानं, आणि तिथे सांगितलेलं आहे लोकांना. मग मिस्टर किशोर त्यांना काही घेणे नाही, त्यांचा बँकेमध्ये अकाउंटच नाही. त्यांना शॉक लागला, त्यांना आश्चर्य धक्का बसला, कसं आहे असं तसं. त्यांना इन्क्वायरी सुरू केलेली आहे. ज्याचा अकाउंटच नाही त्यांनी इन्क्वायरी करावं. दॅट इज व्हॉट गोज ऑन इन द सोसायटी व्हेन rumor spreads. Then page number 9, page number 50, paragraph number 9. Paragraph number 9, we have two difficult words in each. Exclaimed, said याद पढ़ेला है. Collapse, breakdown, उसर. Paragraph 9 everybody on page number 50, the last paragraph. Now, but my neighbors has, he exclaimed, and he called out over the low partition to the keeper of the barber shop next door. Deepcha, have you heard this latest? The Pimpalnagar bank is about to collapse. You better get your money out as soon as you can. This is all about paragraph 9. Kamal Kishore, who is the owner of photography shop, has no account in a bank, but he is interested. Why? Because his friend has. Who is his friend? Who was the next to his shop? A barber, Deepchand. And he just informed him, Deepchand, have you heard that Pimpalnagar's bank is going to collapse? Take out your money from there as soon as possible, otherwise you will lose your money. And if you talk about the money and these things, people will go mad. Definitely. You know, so many things happen. 90% our mind doesn't want to speculate or doesn't want to inquire of the trust or evidence. We just try to believe and just go ahead. That was happens. So paragraph 9 मध्ये किशोर कुमार जे आहेत, कमल काय नाव आहे त्यांचं, कमल किशोर, राईट. किशोर कुमार इज अ सिंगर ऑफ द हिंदी इंडस्ट्री. ही वॉज. सो कमल किशोर वॉज वन ऑफ द कॅरेक्टर इन अवर लेसन. आपल्या लेसनमध्ये जे कॅरेक्टर आहे त्यांची फोटोग्राफीची शॉप आहे, त्यांचं बँकेमध्ये अकाउंट नाही, परंतु त्यांना खूप आश्चर्याचा धक्का लागला की पिंपळनगरमध्ये जी बँक आहे ती बंद पडते. त्यांनी थोडंसं म्हणून आपल्या मनाला थोडंसं जोडलेलं आहे आणि हा मेसेज त्यांनी त्यांच्या मित्राला बाजूच्या दुकानात, जे वारकाचं दुकान होतं, हेअर सलून होतं, दीपचंद नावाचा त्यांचा मित्र होता, त्याला ते मेसेज पास केलं की बाबा पिंपळनगरमध्ये बँक बंद पडणार आहे, आपले पैसे लावून घ्या. मग पेज नंबर 51, पॅराग्राफ नंबर 10, it starts from Deepchand. Okay, page number 51, paragraph 10. If you come across any difficult word, can have short look. Deepchand, who was cutting the hair of an elderly gentleman, was so startled that his hand shook and he nicked his customer's right ear. Deepchand, who was barber, an elderly gentleman, was sitting there on a chair. He was shaving or cutting the person, cutting the hair, and suddenly, whenever he heard, because Kishore, Kamal Kishore, who was his friend, was giving the message about the bank collapse. As soon as that barber listened, he just shook his hand. Already he is doing a very sensitive job. That person cannot move. But an elderly gentleman from the same village was sitting there. The customer yelled, and after listening to such a horrible news, that barber somehow shook his hand and cut the ear of that customer, elderly gentleman. And that customer started to yell, "Ah, oh my God, what happened? Oh man, can't you see that? These things were going on." The customer yelled with the pain and distress. Pain because of the cut and distress because of the awful news had just heard. But the effect of that cut by the barber to the gentleman was not that much more, as the effect of the news was more, because maybe he might have so much money in a bank. So he was in a distress. He yelled with a pain and distressed with the news, because he may think, or he may have a thought in his mind that his money will go. Then with one side of his neck still unshaven, he has a one side shave, another side there was a foam and kind of a soap foam as it is, but he did not mind it. Leave it, don't worry, leave it as it is, only half side shave. His speed crossed the road to general merchant store where there was a telephone, and keeping the same half side shave foam on his face, that elderly gentleman, he just went from the shop as soon as is possible and went to the customer, went to the that shop, another shop, which was a merchant shop next to the street. And why did he go there? He wanted to make a call to somebody else. There was a phone. He dialed Seth Govindram's number. Seth Govindram's number. Seth Govindram was he is owner of the bank itself. So he wanted to make a call whether it is right or wrong, because that elderly gentleman can have a little bit belief in the banking system. So that's why he dialed the number of the owner of the bank. That is the Seth Govind's number. The Seth was not at home, and this is what it means. This thing works as a fuel into the fire. If you just put a little bit fuel into the fire, and it gets absolutely stunning, out of control. So whenever that elderly gentleman made a call to the say Govindram's, he was not at home. He had outside. Then where was he? Then The Seth was holidaying in Kashmir. He was enjoying it in Kashmir. Oh, was that so? The elderly gentleman did not believe it. He hurried back to the barber shop and told Deepchand, "The bird has flown." Wow, what a tradition, what a condition was going on into the market, man. The elderly gentleman made a call. He could not talk to the Selu Govindchand. He was not there. He learned from his family that he had a owner of the bank is in Kashmir, enjoying their pleasure trip. That elderly man consumed or misconcepted that the person might have flown. He did not go there to enjoy. He might have flown from here. Then he came back to the barber shop and said to the Deepchand, "The person who is the owner has flown." So he used the phrase, "The bird has flown." It feels like kind of a mission is going on. Say Govindram has left town. Definitely it means a collapse. And that was definitely a very horrible turn to the story. The owner of the bank left Pimple Nagar. It means people decided, it means people guessed, it means bank is absolutely going to collapse. Means there might be some kind of problem. That's why to avoid it, the owner of the bank had gone away or left the town. And then he dashed out of the shop. Means he went making the beeline. Beeline means direct route for his office and checkbook. He just went out of the barber shop as soon as possible, and very fastly he went to the home and took out his checkbook and whatever things he had. Why? Just to withdraw the all money, whatever money he had into the bank, to withdraw money from the bank. तर पॅराग्राफ 10 मध्ये लेखकाने सांगितलेलं आहे की एक बार्बरचं दुकान आहे, वारकाचं. तिथे एक ज्येष्ठ नागरिक कटिंग वगैरे करत असतील. जेव्हा ही खबर, जेव्हा ही रिमर्स, जेव्हा ही अफवा त्या वारकाजवळ आली की बँक आता बंद होणार आहे आणि सगळ्यांनी आपले पैसे काढून घ्यावे, तर त्याचा जो हात होता तो कसं तरी त्याला शॉक लागला आणि तो थरथर करत होता. म्हणून जे वयस्क नागरिक होते त्यांच्या कानाला तिथे मार लागलेला आहे. आफ्टरवर्ड्स दॅट मॅन, जो माणूस तिथे शेविंग वगैरे करायला आलेला होता, दाढी वगैरे करायला, अर्धीच दाढी झालेली होती, त्याने अर्धी दाढी तशीच ठेवली, धावत गेला. समोरच्या रोडावर एक दुकान होतं किराणा वगैरे टाईपचं. तिथून त्यानं फोन केला त्या बँकेच्या मालकाला, परंतु फोन लागला नाही. त्याला असं समजलं, घरच्यांनी वगैरे सांगितलं असेल की बँकेचे जे मालक आहेत ते काश्मीरला सुट्ट्या आहेत म्हणून ते काश्मीरला गेलेले आहेत फिरायला. आणि तिथूनच ह्या गोष्टी म्हणजे टर्न घेतात. जो एल्डरली म्हणजे वयस्कर माणूस आहे, त्यांना असं वाटलं की जे बँकेचे मालक आहेत, कदाचित बँक बुडत असेल म्हणून ते गाव सोडून निघून गेलेले आहेत. कदाचित लोक मला सांगत नसतील, त्यांचे घरचे तर सांगत नसतील. आणि तो धावत परत त्या वारकाच्या दुकानामध्ये आला, दीपचंदच्या, आणि त्याला सांगितलं की बाबा रे, माणूस पळून गेलेला आहे, ओनर पळून गेलेला आहे. आणि तो धावत त्याच्या घराकडे निघाला. त्याला चेकबुक घ्यायचं होतं कारण त्याच्या बँकेतून त्याला सगळे पैसे परत काढायचे होते. सो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट पॅराग्राफ 10. पेज नंबर 51, पॅराग्राफ 11. The news spread through the bazaar with the rapidity of forest fire. From the general merchants, it traveled to the shop, circulated among the customers, and then spread with them in various directions to the betel seller, the tailor, the free vendor, the jeweler, the beggar, sitting on the pavement. Oh my God, this is what happens right now. The news spread through the bazaar like a fire into the jungle. Once there is a fire in the jungle, you cannot stop it. And there is no possibility or no prediction where will it go or from where it will start. It can start from anywhere. So the same thing happens in a society, in a bazaar. The news spread through the bazaar from everywhere. From general merchants, means from a kind of a shop. Then that news traveled to the shop, different kind of shop again, circulated again among the customers. So many customers were there on the shops, might be grocery shop or different kinds of shops. So shop owner learned, then shop owner discussed with the customers, then customer discussed with another person. Then it went to the different directions, means again it went to the betel seller, पानाचा व्यापारी. Then tailor, it went to the tailor shop. So tailor came to know about the bank, collapse of the bank. Then vendor, भाजीपालेवाले जे आहे, they also knew. And then jeweler and different types of people. Pavement, it is called that. And even the beggar who was sitting into the on a footpath, there was a beggar. He is also one of the funniest character we have in our story. He plays a very good role. He also came to know, means everybody, that rumor about destroying of the bank spread among everybody. So paragraph number 11 मध्ये लेखकाने सांगितलेलं आहे की ती जी बातमी होती, बँक पूर्णपणे खलास झालेली आहे किंवा त्याच्यात पैसे नाही, ही जी बातमी होती ही हळूहळू म्हणजे त्या जे वयस्कर माणूस होता त्यांच्याकडनं बाकीच्या मार्केटमध्ये गेलेली आहे. त्यांनी ती कशी पसरत गेलेली आहे त्याचा उल्लेख केलेला आहे. जसं त्यांनी कंपेअर केलेली आहे लेखकांनी की ही बातमी जणू वणवा जो असतो जंगलामध्ये लागलेली आग कशी पसरते त्या प्रकारे पसरत गेली प्रत्येक दिशेला आणि हुताहुती तेवढी मोठी. मग दुकानदारापासून ते वेगवेगळ्या दुकानदारापासून ते त्या दुकानावर असलेल्या कस्टमरपर्यंत म्हणजेच ग्राहकांपर्यंत, परत तसं करत ती पानांचे दुकानवाले किंवा दुसरे भाजीपालेवाले, त्याच्यानंतर टेलर, त्याच्यानंतर ज्वेलरीचे शॉप जे आहेत त्यांच्या दुकानापर्यंत, आणि शेवटी ती गेली तिथे एक भिकारी होता फुटपाथवर बसलेला, तिथपर्यंत ती बातमी पसरलेली आहे. अवघ्या काहीच सकाळी हे इन्सिडेंट झालं होतं सीताराम आणि मधूचं, आणि तो इन्सिडेंट आता दुपारही झालेली नसेल, सकाळचाच वेळ आहे, जास्त वेळ झालेला आहे. 3-4 तासामध्ये पूर्ण पिंपल नगर त्या गावामध्ये ही न्यूज स्प्रेड झालेली आहे. द ऑल टाउन हॅज कम टू नो अबाउट गोविंदराम सेठ्स बँक. ऑलरेडी द बँक इज सो sound, bank has lots of weightage and value and money, but somehow it happened there. Page number 51, paragraph number 12. Old Ganpat the beggar had a crooked leg. He had been squatting on the pavement of years, calling for alms. In the evening, someone would come with a borrow and take him away. He had never been known to walk, but now, on learning that the bank was about to collapse, Ganpat astonished everyone, leaping to his feet and actually running at top speed in the direction of the bank. It soon became known that he had 1,000 rupees in saving. Whenever that story took place, at that time India means our country had tremendous, there was no expenses. People had very little amount of needs, and there was no more expenses. So that's why people can have lots of savings. Ganpat, one of the characters right now introduced in this paragraph, Ganpat is a beggar in Pimple Nagar, and so many means since decades, since beginning, the people of Pimple Nagar came to know, or they had an idea about the beggar. That beggar could not walk. He had a very crooked leg. So every day somebody brings him on some cart and keeps him there. He used to beg, he used to take clothes and money and all the things from the people, and in the evening somebody from his family comes and takes the Ganpat to the home. That was the tradition. So nobody knew that Ganpat could walk. Everybody knew that Ganpat could not walk because he had a crooked leg. But whenever Ganpat the beggar learned that the bank is about to collapse, he gave the shock to the all people Nagar. How? He just stood up from the place very first time and started to run, started to take a very long steps. Everybody got a shock in watching him because everybody knew that he could not walk. And more than that, everybody got a shock because he had 1,000 rupees. At that time, the value of 1,000 rupees was more than 1,00,000 at the time of the story. So everybody got a shock that the person who could not walk started walking, and the person who is a beggar has 1,000 rupees in a bank. Oh my God, what a story! So paragraph number 12, लेखकांनी एक नवीन कॅरेक्टर इंट्रोड्यूस केलेला आहे. त्याचं नाव आहे गणपत, जो की भिकारी आहे. त्याचा एक पाय तुटका आहे, म्हणजे तो एक असं नॉट स्ट्रेट, क्रूट म्हणतात त्याला, असं त्याला काय म्हणूयात आपण, क्रूट आहे, तो चलू शकत नाही इन शॉर्ट. तर त्याला रोज त्याच्या घरातून कोणीतरी व्यक्ती सकाळी घेऊन येतो, त्याला तिथे थांबवतात आणि मग लोकांकडून दिलेल्या वस्तू, पैसे, कपडे वगैरे जे काही असतील ते भिकेमध्ये घेत राहतो. संध्याकाळी परत कोणीतरी माणूस त्याला एखाद्या कार्टवर किंवा त्या गाड्यावर बसून घेऊन जातो. ही त्याची दैनंदिनी होती. आणि कितीतरी म्हणजे 20-10 वर्षापासून लोकांना असंच माहीत होतं की गणपत हा फुटपाथवर बसणारे भिकारी. परत ज्यावेळेस गणपतला माहीत झालं, ती जी बातमी आहे खोटी गणपतपर्यंत आली की पिंपळनगरची बँक आता पूर्णपणे संपणार आहे, उद्ध्वस्त होणार आहे, त्याच्यात ते पैसे संपून जाणार आहे, त्यावेळेस गणपतनं सगळ्या गावाला आश्चर्यचकित करून टाकलं. गणपत लगेच सरळ आपल्या जागेवर उठला, जो पाय त्याचा मोडलेला होता, तर तो उठून लगेच धावत सुटला बँकेच्या दिशेने. पहिली गोष्ट ही होती की लोकांना शॉक बसला की तो कसं काय जाऊ शकतो, आणि त्याहीपेक्षा जास्त लोकांना आश्चर्य वाटलं की गणपत जो भिकारी होता त्याचे 1000 रुपये बँकेमध्ये सेव्हिंगला होते. तर हे दोन गोष्टी लेखकाने इथे मेन्शन केलेल्या पॅराग्राफ नंबरमध्ये. पेज नंबर 51, पॅराग्राफ 13, द लास्ट पॅराग्राफ ऑफ पेज नंबर 51. If you come across any difficult word, so please go ahead. Men stood in groups at street corners discussing the situation. Pimpalnagar seldom had a crisis, seldom or never had floods, earthquakes, a drought, and the imminent crash of the Pimpalnagar Bank set everyone talking and speculating and rushing about in a frenzy. Some boasted of their foresightedness, congratulating themselves on having already taken out their money or on never having put any in it. Others speculated on the reasons for the crash. Page number 52, putting it all down to excess indulged by said Govindra. The said had fled the state, said one. He had fled the country, said another. He was hiding in Pimpalnagar, said a third. He had hanged himself from the tamarind tree, said the fourth, and had been found that morning by sweep of God. So, paragraph number 13, on which begins from page number 51 of your textbook, the very last paragraph. You know, when we that Pimpalnagar had such a sensation because that place had no kind of crisis, no kind of a problem, no kind of a situation. Nobody used to rob anybody else, no murders, no robberies, no complaints, no fightings. Everybody was just, that village has just regular life routine. Suddenly such a suspension, suddenly such a breaking news started to made everybody to have discussion. People got a very beautiful or very interesting material to enjoy in a discussion. So group of the people in a Pimpalnagar started discussing about so many things. Somebody says bank is going to bankrupt, bank has no money. Somebody was discussing about the owner of the bank just had gone out of the state. Somebody says out of the country. Few of the people, those who had no account, they were thinking about themselves as a lucky one. Few of them, those who had an account but took out withdrew all the money from the bank, considering themselves lucky. So different types of people had different types of discussion about the bank. Some of them started talking that the owner of the bank hacked himself to the tamarind tree. And somebody says, no, early in the morning only sweeper boy of the bank had seen him. So this is all about the rumors and things were going on. Paragraph number 13, पेज नंबर 51 पासून सुरू होतो आणि 52 ला संपतो. त्याच्यामध्ये लेखकाने सांगितलेलं आहे की पिंपळनगर हा एक असं गाव आहे, टाउन आहे की त्याच्यामध्ये सहसा कोणत्याही गोष्टी म्हणजे घडत नाही. साधारण लाईफ असते तिथे, कोणत्याही अडचण नाही आहे लोकांना, त्याच्यात पाण्याची अडचण नाही आहे, म्हणजे ड्रॉटची सिच्युएशन नाही आहे, कोणत्याही प्रकारचं असं फ्लड्स वगैरे होत नाहीत, अर्थक्वेक होत नाहीत, म्हणजेच अडचण नाही आहे तिथे. लोकांचं जीवन साधारण आहे आणि ते सकाळी संध्याकाळी त्यांचं रुटीन फिक्स आहे. परंतु त्या दिवशी त्या लोकांना खूप एन्जॉयमेंट भेटली. बँक बुडण्याची, बँक बुडीत असण्याची जी बातमी आहे त्या बातमीनं त्या गावामध्ये सेन्सेशन निर्माण केलं. एक प्रत्येक पॉईंटला लोक असे ग्रुप करून उभे राहायचे आणि त्यांचं डिस्कस सुरू व्हायचं. कोणी आपण बँकेत पैसे टाकले म्हणून स्वतःलाच भाग्यवान समजायचं, कोणी बँकेत पैसे होते काढून घेतले म्हणून स्वतःला म्हणजे लकी म्हणून मांडत असायचं. परत काही लोकांनी तर तो मॅटर एक वेगळ्या अँगलला घेऊन गेले. कोणी म्हटलं की जो बँकचे ओनर आहे सेठ, तर ते इथे नाही, म्हणजे ते जवळपास कोणी म्हटलं की ते गाव सोडून गेलेले आहेत, कोणी म्हणतं स्टेट सोडून गेलेले आहेत, कोणी म्हटलं देश सोडून गेलेले आहेत. एकानं तर सांगितलं की सेंट गोविंद हे त्या चिंचेचं जे मोठं झाड होतं त्याला फाशी घेऊन गेले. कोणी म्हणतं की ते सकाळी दिस डिफरंट टाइप्स ऑफ डिस्कशन वॉज गोइंग ऑन and none has any kind of a proof or any kind of, we can say, evidence, but these things were going on. So we are on page number 52. So page number 52, paragraph number 40. Before starting paragraph number 40, I would like to take you a small tour about the difficult words.